Hey guys, it's Deanna. It is your oil a day, and today we're going to be talking about coriander. You may be familiar with coriander because it's something that we cook with. It's coriander seed, and it actually comes from the parsley plant as well, so you're probably familiar with that. But you may not be super familiar. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get that light out of your eyes. Let me see if I can turn just a little bit. I'm making it worse. That's better, I think. You may not be that familiar with the essential oil. And honestly, it's not one that I use a ton of the time, but it is really a powerful oil. And one of the biggest things I like to use it for is when I have injured myself in some way. So if I've twisted my ankle or my knee or something like that, it is amazing for stuff like that. It's really good for cartilage too. And just in time for me to talk about coriander today, my 2-year-old did something to his knee. I have no idea how it happened because he was upstairs sitting on my bed watching TV, and I went downstairs to grab something, and by the time I got back upstairs, something bad had happened. And he cannot stand or put any weight down on his leg, and his knee's all swollen. So in the meantime, until we can get it looked at, we've obviously been putting oils on it just to kind of get an idea of how bad it is first and if he needs to be seen by a doctor. But coriander is definitely one of the oils I grabbed right away because I learned about a year and a half or so ago that I really had a bad swollen ankle that I had twisted going upstairs. I was kind of jogging up some stairs and I twisted my ankle. And the 2 oils that I really attribute my quick recovery to are coriander and oregano. And I layered those both on my ankle, and I'm doing that on my son's knee as well. So that's, yeah, just any kind of muscle aches or cartilage, soft tissue, stuff that happens in your neck, like maybe if your neck comes forward real suddenly in an impact, that would be a great oil to put on your neck. And it's a really gentle oil on the skin, so it shouldn't be irritating. And again, if it is, you can just put a little fractionated coconut oil. It smells a little bit like cilantro because they're from the same plant. And so if that smell bothers you, then, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to deal with the smell because the properties of the oil are so amazing. So another thing that a lot of people use coriander for is when they are trying to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. So supporting their pancreas in its process of breaking down sugars that you eat. And one of my friends talks about her granddaughter that she would go visit other family members that would feed her all kinds of junk food and sugar that they don't normally feed her. And so they would always give her coriander on her feet and on her belly when she came home. And coriander is really good for the digestive system and the respiratory system. I find it interesting that a lot of the oils that are good for the respiratory system are also good for digestive, and kind of like cardamom is that way, and coriander is another good one. So if your kid has a little bit of a sugar buzz, they got into their trick-or-treating candy or something like that, went to a birthday party where there was sugary snacks and sugary drinks and sugary covered cupcakes, then coriander would be a really good one to help their system kind of adjust from all that extra sugar. And on a daily basis, using it if you struggle with your blood sugar levels. Hey Marcia, how are you? Hey Aviance, thank you for sharing my video. Hey Avis, same thing to you. I appreciate y'all sharing. So don't overlook coriander because it has a funny name and a funny smell. It really is a power-packed oil. Now, let's talk for a second about the emotional impact of the coriander oil. Coriander is the oil of loyalty, but it's specifically talking about being loyal to yourself. So a lot of times we have the habit of taking care of everyone else, especially us women. We have the habit of taking care of everyone else and neglecting our own needs. So, we're feeding our kids and cleaning our house and taking care of, sharing oils with people and making sure our kids are bathed and all that. And then we're lucky if we eat, if we drink, if we bathe, and if we put any oils on ourselves. And so if you struggle in that area, coriander may be a good oil for you. Coriander is also good when we feel that we have to do things because a certain way just because of judgment from other people. Like we don't feel like we can be ourselves and who we really are. Instead, we have to do it and say it like people expect us to. And we're so worried about getting their approval that we're just not being loyal to who we really are. And God made us all differently and we don't all act the same. Recently we did a doTERRA event And we worked with someone that we hadn't worked with before at an event, and they kept telling John, get back on, get back on point, and calm down, and don't be so hyper. And I just laughed because my husband is who he is, and he's great at what he does. He's great at getting people excited. He's a lot of fun, and there's definitely a place for that. And the worst thing to do to someone is to tell them to not be themselves. And so I like to watch people be who they are and who they're comfortable being, who God made them to be, and they shouldn't try to change and fit into any mold. I think someone even told him, like, hey, you should wear a tie when you're speaking, and I just laughed because that's not going to happen, guys, and it shouldn't happen. And if you're in a position where other people are trying to make you into something that you're not, you might be in the wrong line of work. Go somewhere where you can be who God made you to be, where you can be comfortable being yourself, and this oil can help you with that. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. That's so nice to hear. It probably helps that I actually did my hair, sort of did my hair. I partly did my hair and did my makeup before my video today. That probably could be why I look prettier today, because you guys, like the last 5 videos I've done, I have been, in a ball cap and sweats. So that is always going to look better when I actually do something with myself. So be yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't let other people tell you who you should be, and take care of yourself, ladies, moms. Set aside some time every day to spend time just breathing and sitting and maybe reading your Bible or praying or just doing something that's calming and relaxing, and you can connect with God and be who you are. I think you'll be a much better mom, a much better worker, a much better spouse and friend if you take care of yourself. Love you guys so much. Shine on.